Good rising, my friends, and welcome back to Coffee Talk with me, Karen B. How's it going? It's a pleasure to be here with all of you fine people. See Sherry Ives in the chat. It's good to see you, Sherry. Douglas Palmer, you're late. Where's my coffee? Yeah, I know. Listen. Sometimes it's a little rough on the get-going in the morning. Tony Coriolis, no notification. Hi, Spicy Sarah. Pimp moiled my foreskin. What's the good news? Spicy Sarah, Sherry, miss you. We need to hang out. Yeah, come on. Come on down from the mountain if you can. Can you get down from your mountain yet? It's been a year now. Aisling 717, Melissa, Raised by Gypsies, Gregory May, Vincent Loonman, Flat Farmer, Artist Seer, heading back to Florida. My daughter in Guatemala has 2 beautiful children and is now a single mother. I'm helping out as much as I can. The father is a mistress and is doing little to support. Oh my gosh, that's awful. 2 babies? I'm sorry for her. I really am sorry for her. What a horrible man. Maybe she should bring those babies back to Florida. I mean, whatever. If he's not, you know what I'm saying? Billingtano, good to see you. Accidental Alchemist, gotta go get my headphones. Conspiracy music guru pouring one here in Spain, but ain't no coffee. Well, you know, you guys are a little ahead. You guys are in the future. So, you know. That's what happens in the future. 13th Apostle. Hello. Keep on rocking the semi-free world. Boy, I'm gonna tell you what. The world does not feel very freaking free to me these days. It's feeling very totalitarian if I do if I'm completely honest. But I mean, what's new? I'm thinking, you know, let me see if I can get a paper towel real quick. How many paper towels? They all gone? Son of a biscuit. Oh, here's one. Feels a little bit not so free. A hike with Sarah was the first time I went out for a walk since the hurricane. It was hard to see what happened up there. Ooh. With Sarah at Black Mountain. Nice. Sun peeking through the clouds. Yeah. I saw, it was a pretty sunrise this morning. I saw like the poofy clouds and they were all orange and there was lots of orange and pink going on. It was really pretty. Scusa. My brushes need to be cleaned. Should have done that. But, you know what sucks, dude? Is that now that for the past month or so, I've been like doing part-time work to supplement my life because I'm not doing an event or events. And I realized that I actually really do like doing events. I feel like it's a much better way to spend my time than what I'm doing now. And I feel like what I'm doing now is boring, it's not creative, it's not fun, it doesn't do anything to satisfy like anything inside of me as far as feeling like I'm doing something with a purpose or, you know, I don't know. Things just really suck right now. That's all I gotta say. The moon looked nice this Moonday, yes. Freedom has been inflated away by totalitarians. Yeah. I see up here in the squares it says Gaza peace talks set to take place in Egypt. Gaza peace talks, huh? Gaza peace talks, huh? Cool story, bro. The gathering at my place was friggin' incredible. I want to do bigger events here in Spain. Well, do it then. The problem is, I'm not into platforming people who want to spread bullshit. Like, once it became about that, I was like, and I'm out. Deuces. So that's why everything changed course. And it's hard. It would have been much easier if I had just gone along with the group think and, you know, not had any sort of ethics or integrity. Or any sort of actual care about, you know, what I was helping people, what sort of beliefs people were forming as a result of my events. And now I'm doing something that sucks. And I don't like it. But I do believe there is another way. I do believe there is another way, and it can be, that way can be forged. Can be forged. He has passports of the children locked up and not allowed to travel with the children. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. No chemtrail during government shutdown. I don't know, as far as not in my area. I still see trails going on. The full moon in Aries is quite insightful. Sav is so soothing. Hey, James Maiden, how are you? How is the family? How is the little one and the mommy? I hope you guys are doing well. Spraying heavy here. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like, I saw that Thomas Massey posted on X, like, oh, best thing about government shutdown is no chemtrails. And I was like, well, okay, here's the thing. Like, I'm not saying that chemtrails and spraying is not a thing, okay? Like, I get it. But I think that there's something weird going on, and I have questions. That's all I'm saying. And I know, like, it's like sacrilege to go against the conspiracy cult in any way, shape, or form. But I'm just saying, I have questions because I see people saying it's not commercial planes that are leaving these trails, right? But yet I live literally in the flight path of Charlotte Airport. I live west of Charlotte Airport. Every plane that flies west goes over my house. What does that sound? Somebody sent me a tip on Ko-Fi. Who did that? Thank you. From Tony C. You're the bomb. Okay, and I see these planes, which are clearly commercial jets, and they're leaving the trails. And it actually, sometimes there is like a metallic smell and taste in the air too, during like the peak takeoff times, where all because like in the morning and the evening is like peak takeoff times for these flights and the flight path, right? So like even this morning I was walking my dogs down in the woods before this, and the jets were just taking off. I could hear them one after the other going overhead. And it smelled nasty, and I can see stuff. But these are commercial jets. So I have questions about what's going on. I actually have questions. I know last week I was talking about how they put biocide in the fuel, and I'm like, and I was reading comments somewhere, and somebody was talking about the additives that they put in there, and that sometimes the fumes leave, like, and they do that. They give that metallic smell and that metallic taste in your mouth. I mean, so if you're smelling it and you're tasting it, what is that doing? What is the, you know, is this stuff having an effect on us? Happy Moonday. Welcome, Jeff Rust. I think the exhaust from jets is basically graphene oxide. Good morning, Mandy Effect. Family is great. Little man is running around trying to learn how to walk. Aww. Aww, that sounds like you guys are doing well. Fantastic. That makes me happy. That makes me happy. Raised by gypsies on Rockfin. No one on Rumble. So, I have questions. And it also makes me ask questions when people in the government start acknowledging it, like Thomas Massey tweeting about it. It makes me go, like that meme that says, I believed in aliens until the government told me aliens were real. And now everybody just thinks aliens are demons. And this whole like fake alien invasion shit. Like everybody's just like, alright, bring it on. Whatever. Hey, pig dog. If you take a 20x makeup mirror and look closely at your face, there are tiny long fibers all over us that I don't remember from growing up. You can see them move on their own. What? I don't think this is 20x. This is a 10x mirror, but I don't see any fibers. Interesting. I don't even know if I have a 20x mirror here. I don't believe I do. Did you watch the chemtrail debate Balderson was in? No, I did not. I don't think I did. I remember when he did that, though. I don't think I ever watched it all. I should watch it. I should watch it. Fibers. Is it like Morgellons type of thing? What you talking about? That's crazy. Do you ever keep samples? Go look at it under a microscope. How's about we shut the government down for 2 years and then we'll be out of debt? No, you know what? That's a good idea. Colonel Thomas Bearden spoke of this in the 80s, yeah. I think they are setting up the fake alien invasion with 3-1 Atlas interstellar object. They are setting it up to be a real oddity, and we basically couldn't ever see it in the northern hemisphere. Interesting. What kind of stuff are they doing to us? Alien fear with ice raids. Oh god. Blue beam baby. Hello musicians for truth, how are you? Damn it. Fucking up my eye. Big time. Way too much eyeliner. Oh well. Moon phase. What the moon will look like on October 5th. Why is this an article? Invalid web address. Okay. October's full harvest moon is the first supermoon of the year. Here's when to see it. Oh, that's why, because it's a supermoon? That just means it's allegedly at its closest point to Earth. Right? Yeah, nearest point to our planet. Making it larger and fuller. That works on both models, by the way. Or on a flat Earth and a alleged globe. Quite beautiful last night. Hi, Thunder Chicken. Funny, isn't it that you said, what are they doing to us rather than for us? We have passed the point of no return. Yeah. Well, the government is 100% corrupt, in my opinion. And I just don't trust any of them, even the ones that are allegedly good, that look good. At this point, I really just don't trust anyone, any agent of the state, at any level. Can be trusted, in my opinion. Hey, Jedi Stew, it's alright. You know it's slow going in the morning. Hi, Lowry. So, yeah. That's all I gotta say about that. 3 p.m. here, day's almost gone. You like conspiracy music guru. You probably pouring a drink right now. Little sifter of cognac, maybe. I think that's what CMG's into. I can get down with that. I can get down with that. When the government tells us the earth is flat, what will we do then? Yeah, I know. They won't tell us, though. They tell us the earth is a globe. They would have to admit. There'd be no telling us because we've been saying it for years. They would have to admit that the earth is flat. So that's how I look at that. There's no telling us because we knew already. We know. Those of us who know, right? So they'd have to admit that they've been lying about everything. I mean, look at all this stuff. They could never admit that though, because look at all the stuff that's attached to it. Look at all this stuff. I mean, the satellites, the James Hubble telescope, like everything, basically the entirety of NASA's complete history, everything NASA has ever done, complete and utter lies. I mean, I personally don't ever see that happening. How would they ever come away from that and still be held in a good light? You can't. You have to. That would be the end of it. That'd be the end of it. I forgot mascara. Do I need it? You know what I really want to do? There's a theater for sale, or it was for sale. I don't know what that was because I saw it a while ago. I know nothing's been done with it. There's a theater that is run down and closed, and I think it would be killer to buy it, renovate it, and show, whatever movies we can show, but then also have like conspiracy night where you can show, like, have a theater and have a bunch of people come in and sit down and watch, like, classic flat earth videos, like some ODD videos, or some of the classics. What are the classics? Or we could make new videos. That would be fun. We could have meetups there. We could do small conferences there, events there. Anyway, that's what I would like to do. That's my dream. This is my next level dream. So if there's any benefactors out there who would like to sponsor the Flat Earth Theater, the whatever you want to call it, we can talk about names. Esoteric Theater, great location for next year's event. Can anyone lend me $450K? Telling you, man, it's expensive. It's hard to find a venue and work it out. Oh my god. Yeah, places like this are ridiculous. Oh, it's a house. Is it for sale? Oh yeah, this is for sale. Oof. Yeah, that's exactly. There's properties. I would love to get a property that could be used for events and regular stuff all the time. It would be great. I think they're ready to denounce science. Have you seen the new Medibed hospitals? No. There's an old Methodist church for sale here right by Lake Huron on 1 acre, 400K. It's beautiful. I wish I could make a spiritual retreat. Yeah! It would be nice to buy the music camp. We can build a theater there. Well, they have a stage. And I don't think they're selling their property anytime soon. But there's other properties that could be bought and developed in such a fashion. You know? I mean, Owen Benjamin did it. You know? For whatever his thing is. There's always room for more projects like that, though, you know? Earth First Space Letter. Earth Heart Ether Theater. I'm not against it. Just squat in it for 7 years and then it's yours. Is that a law in this state, in the country? Squat somewhere for 7 years and it's yours? Because there's lots of empty houses around here, and I've lived in this area for 15 years, and I guarantee you, there's plenty of houses that have been abandoned for a lot longer than 7 years. Somebody could have just moved into that and just stayed there and just started fixing it up, or what? The Realm. Ooh, I like that, Cammy. Squatting is the best idea. I like squatching. If you take care of it and make it better. Not that type of squat. How to legally squat on a property. North Carolina Squatters' Rights and Adverse Possession Laws 2025. What are squatters' rights in North Carolina? Squatters' rights refers to a concept called adverse possession, which allows a person to legally gain ownership or title to an abandoned property if they occupy it continuously for a certain period of time. In North Carolina, this time period is 20 years of continuous, open, hostile, actual, exclusive, and notorious possession of the property. The property must be abandoned, meaning the legal owner has ceased using or intending to occupy the property. If someone begins openly living on the abandoned property, pays taxes, makes improvements, and claims it as their own without the owner's permission for 20 straight years, they may be able to file a claim for legal ownership of the property through adverse possession. How do you pay taxes on a property that you don't own? How? How do you pay taxes on a property that you don't own? I didn't even know that was a thing. And then why would you pay taxes on a property you don't own? Because the state could just confiscate the property for lack of tax payment. So if the person who does own the property doesn't pay taxes, why wouldn't you just let the state, whatever, commandeer the property, whatever, repossess the property, right, for due to lack of tax payment, and then buy it for cheap at an auction, like a state-run property auction? I mean, that would go faster than 20 years, wouldn't it? How long does it take to lose your property due to lack of tax payment? How about not imposing on someone else's property? Yeah, I agree. Resistance for truth. That only works if you don't get removed before the 7 years is up. Right. And if you get removed, then you got to find someplace else and start all over again. Hi, Rose. Justin and I almost bought an adult foster care home. I wanted to make it into a healing retreat, but the property just wasn't right for several reasons. Yeah, see, that would be awesome. Some sort of retreat. A private retreat, or a place where you could have regular events. You know, that isn't your primary residence. If you live on and maintain the property, you can lay claim to it. The requirements vary by state and doesn't count for state property. Squatters are parasites. Lost my family home defending myself against a cracked out squatter. If you want to squat, go live in the national forest. Yeah. That's crazy, Thunder Chicken. I'm sorry about that. Ooh, excuse me. 20 is a haul. Sounds like a trap. There are a lot of church school complexes that go for sale around here. Yeah. Want to learn about how to buy these truly abandoned properties for their back taxes. Yeah. Hello, Southern Belle. There was one with a radio station attached. We were interested, but Bob got sick. Oh. Where was that at, Cammy? That sounds interesting. Money pot. My dad has a team of fake cops with fake uniforms and guns to get rid of the squatters out of rentals. I have a funny picture of them before they raid the Airbnbs when kids rent them to have parties. Thank you, Billingtono. Thank you, 13th Apostle. I have a pair of squatters in my property. The state of Massachusetts is on their side. I can't even sell the house. 13 months without paying rent. Oh, shit. Maybe you guys have heard me talk about it, but my little house that I used to live in across the street from the house I live in now was being rented out, and that bitch trashed it. Oh, if I ever see that bitch again in real life, I will choke her TF out. Psychological warfare with these squatters and bad Airbnb renters. You know, I read a story about a guy who watched the squatters. There's some squatters moved into his house, and what he did is he went in there and he moved himself in there with him and moved all their shit out on the street, and he was like, I live here now. And it worked. It worked. Now, see, but he was a big dude, you know, like nobody was going to mess with him, right? Like they squatted on the wrong property when they squatted on that dude's property. Like me, I'm just a chick. I'd be like, get off my property. And what are they going to, you know, I have to use the muscle. I have to get Ted to do it. But yeah. What if you get construction workers to remove the doors and windows and then pay people to go in there and play loud music all day? Word! In between us? Why would you do that? Squatters should be charged and put in jail, then they'll have somewhere to sleep. My county will go after and sell people's property at Oxygen, but only owes a few thousand in taxes, but not the family that owes $600,000 in property tax. Interesting. Who's that family? Do they have good attorneys? That would be Um, total parasites, yeah. I caught an aggravated battery charge against a squatter. Seems they put the charges on whoever wins the fight. Oy vey. Ben, my family has been in real estate for 40 years, and literally everything you can imagine has happened, including someone with a bathtub filled with bottles of pee, and it had to be dealt with by hazmat. Oh my god! Humans are disgusting. The real problem is obviously a lack of affordable housing. There's so many empty properties, though. I see them all the time. There should be a thing where it's like where you could put your house in a program where if somebody wants to do the work to to fix up the house, and then of course they would have it all checked on by contractors and stuff. Have contractors be helping these people and whatnot. There's got to be a way to do it. Squatters are bad. Nope, the system is bad. We are all free sovereign beings that should be free to live wherever we want in this realm. Well, not if it's somebody else's house. Like, don't come try to live in my motherfucking house. That's all I gotta say about that. I'm not gonna be happy about it. I'm not gonna be like, this part of the realm is my realm, not your part of the realm. There's a big realm. Go make you know what I'm saying? I have to protect the other tenants. The police have been there 50 times and do nothing. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Tanya D says, I have my own cleaning business and only do B&Bs. I lost faith in humanity so many times. The way B&Bs get trashed is so disgusting. Oh my gosh. Humans suck, man. They do suck. They have no respect for other people's property. I've been squatting on a property right next to my house, been gardening there and raising animals. This year it was included on my property tax bill, unfortunately. Oh my goodness. Did they who found out you were doing that? I have a spot out in the woods that I was sort of developing, and the owner was aware of it and totally cool with me being out there because he knew I wasn't trashing the place, but he died. Aw. I mean, sometimes if you come to an agreement, that's different, but you can't just go wherever you want and just squat wherever you want and just be like, I think I'll take this place. There you go, Ben. Get some help from Rose. James Maiden, you are on track to own it, though, if the actual deed holder doesn't challenge you. Yeah. Empty houses, obviously. Well, my house is empty, and I still don't want squatters in there. Unless they're gonna fix it. Because clearly my ex isn't gonna do shit to fix it. Lazy effer. Not Dirty Birdie going to someone else's place, yeah. Well, people do it to, like, if someone's trying to rent a home or sell a home, squatters will go into those type of houses. And that's not cool either. You know? It's like, if I'm talking about, like, homes that are in severe disrepair, where it's like, you know, if you're a person who has skills, like construction skills, and you could, you know, theoretically go into a home and would know what to do to fix it out of severe disrepair where nobody's living in it and it's been abandoned and you have to cut the bushes off the front of it, that's different. Is it in California? Is what in California? I know Rose deals with real estate in California, and that's got to be one of the worst states for that kind of thing going on. It's got to be. My phone lines are open, by the way. 704-666 1776. People are now mentally ill, which is part of the original conversation. After years of psyops, a good part of society is mentally deranged, in my opinion. You, sir, are not wrong. California and Florida. To establish adverse possession in North Carolina and be able to make a legal claim for ownership under squatter's rights, a squatter must meet all of the following requirements. Hostile possession. The possession must be hostile. This doesn't necessarily mean aggressive. Rather, the squatter must possess the property without permission from the legal owner. The squatter is occupying the land for their own purposes, not with a permission or on behalf of the actual property owner. So, why though? What if the property owner's like, sure, go ahead, live there. Do all the work for it. I don't understand why that has to be part of the equation. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, this is Dennis. What's happening?
Hey, Dennis, what's going on?
Two things. The first one, I've literally got class in 3 minutes, on Zoom, remote, but I can't talk very long. But I did want to say, I think the second thing, I think you're already aware of it. Unfortunately, because of financial stuff with the school, I won't be able to come to the Carolinas this weekend. So I will be able to come. I won't have to pay for. I've still got the plane flights. I'll just cancel them. I've still got full credit, but I'm waiting for my VA to pay my tuition. I got lots of other funding, but because the VA hadn't paid, all that other funding went to pay the tuition. And so in the meantime, I've got enough to get by and everything. I've got my family and all here, but I don't have to spend hardly anything while I'm here. But I'll just one thing I will do though, I'll wait till you say it's a good idea to come rather than just, hey, guess what? I'm coming this weekend or something like that. I'll wait till talk about it first. So I'll catch up with you later and go by whatever you say first. Maybe I could. I think I can. I'm not saying I will, but I think I can come by with no extra expense, and I'll have plenty of money the last weekend that Liz is in town. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll let you go.
Alrighty. All right. Have fun in class.
We'll do. We'll see you.
Bye. That's a shame. Gonna miss the rodeo. I was just reminded of the fake viral video that made it seem like squatters moved in with a blind man and they just stayed quiet and out of his way. The thought of it really happening is sad, but as a joke it was funny. Yeah. If the property owner gives permission, the arrangement is a lease, even if the consideration is below market or free. Huh. So I guess it's just a legality thing. Hey, Chicago artist. Might be in Denver the last weekend Liz is in town. Oof. Lots of times those places need all new electrical and plumbing. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But if you do put that sort of work into it, then you deserve it. You deserve to, benefit from that work. 100-year-old farmhouse. They don't build them like they used to. I know. And they look really cool. And they have the big porches. Yeah. There's some cool houses around here. So, actual possession. The squatter must be in actual possession of the property. They must physically occupy and use the land as if they were the owners. Things like erecting fences, making repairs, maintaining the property, and building structures demonstrate actual possession. Merely walking across the land or making periodic visits is not enough. The possession must be open and notorious, meaning visible and apparent to anyone. The squatter must make no attempt to hide the fact that they are occupying the land. Obvious signs like fences, no trespassing signs, gardens, dwellings, vehicles, and possessions on the property make it clear someone is residing there. Exclusive possession. The squatter must have exclusive possession of the property. They cannot share occupancy with strangers, the public, the owner, or tenants. The continuous and exclusive possession gives evidence that the squatter is occupying the property for their own sole use. And then for 20 years. That's crazy. 20. How do you even do that for 20 years? Must live on the property without interruption for at least 20 years. They can take vacations or have periods of absence, but generally must use the land continuously as their permanent home for 2 decades or more. The 20 years of continuous possession must run all the way up until the squatter files a lawsuit to claim legal ownership. To qualify as a squatter in North Carolina, an individual must occupy an abandoned property without the owner's permission. The squatter must meet all legal requirements for adverse possession in order to potentially gain rights to the property. Specifically, a squatter in North Carolina is someone who lives on or otherwise occupies a property that appears unused, neglected, or abandoned, does not have the legal owner's consent or permission to be on the property, maintains continuous possession of the property for at least 20 years, uses the property exclusively, keeping out trespassers, possesses the property in an open, obvious, and hostile manner as if they were the rightful owner. I mean, if you're able to do all that for 20 years, I mean, somebody clearly doesn't care about their property. Liz is over at Jana's right now. 20 years is to ensure that the property is actually abandoned. Yeah. Because 20 years, I mean, that would be that's a very long time. Clearly, if you have a property that you ignore for 20 years, you don't care about that property. Occasional trespassers or persons making sporadic use of an abandoned property do not have the same rights as a continuous squatter. 20 years of uninterrupted possession is a key element for an adverse possession claim in North Carolina. Holdover tenants. A holdover tenant refers to a tenant who continues to occupy a rental property after their lease term has expired. Unlike squatters who occupy an abandoned property, holdover tenants were previously legal tenants who are now unlawfully holding over past the end of their lease. Holdover tenants do not have the same legal rights as squatters, who may claim adverse possession. Since holdover tenants previously had permission to live on the property through a valid lease agreement, they do not meet the hostile requirement for an adverse possession claim. Hmm. 20-year time period only starts once all requirements are met. The entire 20-year possession period must be hostile, actual, open and notorious, and exclusive. So it could even take you a while before the 20-year even starts ticking. Carolina is more permissive than many other states when it comes to adverse possession claims. Lack of color of title requirement makes it possible for squatters to take ownership of a property without any formal legal right to possession. Property owners need to be diligent in monitoring their properties to prevent loss of ownership through adverse possession. No, payment of property... Oh, okay, so payment of property taxes is not required for an adverse possession claim in North Carolina. Some states do require adverse possessor to pay property taxes in order to establish claim, but North Carolina does not have this requirement, so you don't have to pay the taxes. The adverse possessor in North Carolina does not need to provide proof of paying taxes on the property in question as long as all of the requirements are met. Tax payments can serve as further evidence to strengthen an adverse possession claim if the claimant has paid taxes, but the absence of tax payments will not invalidate the claim on its own as it might in other states. You do not. So if you're considering claiming an adverse possession in North Carolina, you do not need to concern yourself with researching paying any past due taxes on the property. Contact law enforcement, serve a written notice, file an eviction lawsuit. Oh my god. Sounds like a big pain in the ass to get people off your property. And then you get to pay property taxes, yeah. A person could probably pull this off with a long abandoned mountain cabin in the remote woods, yeah. 110. Studs go from foundation all the way to the third story attic. Most floorboards go all the way from the front of the house to the back. Wow. Who thought we'd be talking about squatters today? Original plaster walls, nice. So if you find a magical property that you don't own and don't have to pay property tax on for 20 years, you're better off just to continue squatting at that point. Right? Just, if everybody just assumes you live there, just keep living there and don't ever pay property taxes. Hilarious. So there you go. Learned something about that today. Indonesian school collapse. What happened? Jakarta. Collapse of a school in Indonesia last week has climbed to 65, while rescuers continue to search for survivors under the rubble. Concrete walls and floors caved in on hundreds of mostly teenage boys at the Al-Khozini Islamic boarding school in East Java. Most managed to escape. Head of Indonesia's search and rescue said more bodies and body parts had been found. Oh my god, how terrible. It remained unclear how many people were still... What happened? The cause of the collapse was construction work on the upper floors that the school's foundations could not support. Oh, snap. I heard there was a big problem in this part of the country with buildings and building permits and safety concerns and all that stuff. That's horrible, dude. Wow. That's terrible. Israel deports Greta Thunberg and 170 other activists to Greece and Slovakia. So the big flotilla that went, they got kidnapped and then deported again. Among 9 members of the flotilla who arrived home in Switzerland, some alleged deep sleep deprivation, lack of water and food, as well as some being beaten, kicked, and locked in a cage. The group representing the them said in a statement. An Israeli Foreign Ministry spokesperson rejected the allegations, of course. Spanish activists also alleged mistreatment on their arrival in Spain late on Sunday after being deported. They beat us, dragged us along the ground, blindfolded us, tied our hands and feet, put us in cages, and insulted us. Swedish activist said on Saturday that Thunberg was shoved and forced to wear an Israeli flag during her detention, while others said they had clean food and water withheld and that their medication and belongings confiscated. And Israel says they're complete lies. Everybody trusts what Israel says, right? So this judge's house blew up in South Carolina yesterday, I believe. And it's under investigation. It's a big old fancy beach house, multi-story beach house. And that sucker ignited. I mean, that's a huge house and it's like completely engulfed in flames. And there was like children inside of it and everybody had to escape from the house jumping out of windows. And like apparently some people had broke their legs jumping out of the house. Like it exploded. 3 people were taken to the hospital, citing fire officials. The severity of their injuries is unknown. 1 patient was evacuated by air to the Medical University of South Carolina. 2 others were taken to the same hospital. So that's interesting. Who's getting the Nobel Peace Prize? Which warmonger is getting a Peace Prize today? Or this year? Nobel Peace Prizes of 2025 have officially kicked off with the first award for physiology or medicine announced, setting the stage for a week of global anticipation. Scientists Mary Brunkow, Fred Ramsdell, and Shimon Sakaguchi on Monday were awarded with the Nobel Peace Prize in Medicine for their discoveries concerning peripheral immune tolerance. The hell? Okay. Their discoveries have laid the foundation for a new field of research and spurred the development of new treatments, for example, for cancer and autoimmune diseases. The prize awarding body said in a statement. Oh, you mean the vaccine side effects? They found they're researching treatment for vaccine side effects? The full schedule, spanning through October 13th, maps out a rapid succession of announcements, medicine followed by physics, chemistry, literature, peace, and finally the economics prize. Here are details of the schedule and what to expect from this year's Nobel Prizes. The Nobel Prizes are the most prestigious international awards established by the will of Alfred Nobel, Swedish chemist, engineer, and industrialist, best known for discovering dynamite. In his 1895 will, Nobel left the bulk of his fortune to fund the annual prizes, recognizing those who have conferred the greatest benefit to humankind in the preceding year. The first Nobel Prizes were awarded in 1901 for outstanding achievement in the fields of physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace. In 1968, Sweden's central bank, Sveriges Riksbank, established the prize in economic sciences in memory of Alfred Nobel, expanding this to 6 categories. So, Peace Prize is just one of 6. So you can get a Nobel Medicine, Nobel Physics, Nobel Chemistry, Nobel Literature, Nobel Economics, and Nobel Peace. Who awards the Nobel Prizes and how much is the prize money? The prizes are awarded by different institutions: the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, the Nobel Assembly at the Karolinska Institutet for Medicine, Swedish Academy for Literature, and Norwegian Nobel Committee for Peace. So Norwegian Nobel Committee for Peace. So it's Norwegian Nobel Peace Prize. Each laureate receives a gold medal, a diploma, a cash award funded by the Nobel Foundation, which manages Nobel's endowment. This year's prizes amount to 11 million Swedish krona, or $1.2 million. So Friday, October 10th, they will announce the Peace Prize. Do they tell you who's in the running? Well, here's Trump. I know they were saying Trump was saying he wants a Peace Prize for all his warmongering. He was allegedly supposed to stop all these wars, but he just keeps funding them. Funds a genocide, in fact. So I'm sure he'll get one. Oh, you've done such a great job keeping the peace, genociding the poor people. Here's a peace prize and $1 million. Hey, Liz. Edisto Beach, I think, is the last undeveloped, overdeveloped coastal area. Undeveloped, overdeveloped. Yeah, Edisto, I think that's where it was. There's a bunch of houses falling into the ocean, too, in the North Carolina coast. Like 9 houses fell into the ocean in the Outer Banks. Did you guys see that? Big old houses. Video shows several houses along Outer Banks collapsing into Atlantic Ocean. So this is what's been going on in the coast around here. But I mean, they build these houses on stilts right there on the water, on these tiny little islands. The Outer Banks are like these little strips of islands. It's not even attached to the mainland, you know, so they're kind of out there, very exposed. I don't know, you know. Seems like kind of a silly place to build a house, but whatever. And then you can see like all the wood there. I mean, it just chops them up into little pieces. 6 unoccupied houses along North Carolina's Outer Banks collapsed into the ocean on Tuesday. Oh, here's that mansion on fire. The South Carolina house of that judge on fire.
You can hear this thing burning.
Come on. Mute. More collapses were possible. I heard there was a total of 9 houses that fell into the ocean. See, that one's 5 days ago. So let's see. 2 days ago. Outer Banks houses collapsed, washed into surf by a pair of hurricanes. So right here. These houses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6. I heard there was 9 though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then one up here. Buxton. That's why I heard Buxton was having houses fall into the water. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, see, so 9 of them did fall into the water right there. See, it's this very skinny island that they live on, that they're out there in the Outer Banks. See? So here's like mainland North Carolina, and then here's these tiny little strip of islands that are out there, kind of in the water. I mean, it's a sketchy place to live. Here's Hatteras. That's actually where Lowry and Nico are living, is here in Hatteras. You guys just love to live in dangerous places, don't you? Yes, yes, Lowry and Nico are in the Outer Banks. Almost like Nevada complaining there's a drought. You live in the freaking desert. Yeah. do raw dairy or cultured if it's store-bought. I had a margarita pizza yesterday, but only 80% low vitamin A, low copper. What? I hear people talking about this vitamin A thing, but home delivered? That's lovely. Sherry, does it like the farm have like a delivery thing that you subscribe to? That's crazy. That's old school. We should go squat on the strips of land those houses used to be. Oh my god. You get washed away. Living on a sandbar is a little sketchy. Yeah. Living on a prayer. Yeah, Sarah, are you guys down to go to the rodeo this weekend that Dr. Law's cooking up food at? In Rock Hill? We should go. It'll be fun. I mean, we are gonna go. We're planning to go. Stilt houses. Well, it's like wood too. There's some houses like here on the or in Myrtle Beach. Those houses have like steel. You know, they have metal pillars that are like hammered deep into the ground. These houses are like wood. They're like wood houses on wood stilts in the sand. It's like, are you crazy? Is y'all crazy? You need to have a big machine out there that's hammering that stuff way down into the ground. Hope to see everyone there at the rodeo. Yeah, what's up, Dr. Law? Yeah, we're gonna go to the rodeo. Sweet. Absolutely. Fancy forts. Some Lieutenant Dan stilts. Raw goat milk is like a glass of heaven. Biofeedback on her goats? Interesting. Rodeo starts at 5 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. Come one, come all. 5? I thought it said 8 o'clock. Better make sure. Oh, doors open at 5. Rodeo starts at 8. Okay. So we have until 8 o'clock to get there. To see the rodeo. $20 tickets, 6 and under free. Southern Rodeo Association. Cool. Black Hawk Ranch Pro Rodeo. I've been telling people Saturday. Yeah, Saturday's a good day to go. 10th and 11th. Which day is Saturday? That's the 11th. So there's Friday night and Saturday night. Bring an umbrella, yeah. Can anyone hop on one of those bad boys? I mean, I don't know why you'd want to. Why would you want to? I'm gonna bring my video camera and I'm gonna video this rodeo. And let me see if if you see what these dudes do, I don't know why you would want to do what these people do. But they do it. Flunking panel planning. Enough beers. Saturday is my birthday. Hey! See, so we gotta go Saturday because it's Law's birthday, so we can all wish him a happy birthday and we can hang out with him on his birthday, even though he's working. He'll technically be working on his birthday. I rode the bull at Gillies in Texas. A mechanical bull is different than a real bull. I would ride a mechanical bull before I would ride a real bull. That's for damn sure. Why is the Nobel Peace Prize being watched closely this year? Well, yes. The world is fraught with conflict, including an ongoing genocide in Gaza. Oh my goodness. It called it, because this is Al Jazeera. A war in Ukraine and civil wars and political repression in numerous countries. However, the headlines and debates about this year's Nobel Peace Prize are rather outsized and focused on United States President Donald Trump for his relentless self-promotion, at times claiming to deserve it for ending 7 wars. Oh, but never mind the genocide. At the United Nations, Trump told delegates, everyone says that I should get the Nobel Peace Prize. Who the fuck is saying this? Who is pumping sunshine up his ass? A bunch of other genocidal maniacs, I'm supposing. On Tuesday, Trump reiterated that he deserved to win the prize for the possibility of ending an 8-year war, Israel's 2-year-long war on Gaza. An 8th war. Oh, okay. I misread that. The possibility of ending an 8th war, Israel's 2-year-long war in Gaza. That's not a war. It's not a war. That is an attack. That's Israel attacking Palestine. Everybody knows that Hamas is an Israeli propped up BS creation. Okay? Everybody knows this. This is well known. So they're like, oh, Hamas has to give back the hostages. Dude, Israel is like attacking itself and holding their own hostages, who come out looking great, by the way. The Palestinian people who get who are hostages held hostage by Israel, which is in the thousands, by the way, they look like hammered shit when they come out. So, just saying, that's an observation I have noticed. However, experts have noted that his chances are slim. Well, good, they should be. The Norwegian Nobel Committee typically focuses on the durability of peace, the promotion of international fraternity, and the quiet work of institutions that strengthen those goals, experts argued. Well, I don't know. They gave Obama a peace prize the year he was, like, drone bombing children in foreign countries. So, among this year's nominations for Trump were those from Israeli Prime Minister, genocidal master plan, head of every murderous thing that Israel does, Benjamin Netanyahu, Milikowski, and Pakistan's government, although both were made after the deadline for the 2025 award. Oh, you were too busy murdering people and genociding people to submit your timely nomination for Trump's Nobel Peace Prize there. One of the Nobel awarding bodies has also warned that academic freedom is under threat from the political interference by the Trump administration. Ylva Engström, vice president of the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, said the Trump administration's changes were reckless. I think in both short and long term it can have devastating effects. Blah, blah, blah. However, Engström is not herself on any of the 3 committees that will award the prizes for chemistry, physics, or economics. People march in Oslo in honor of the 2024 Nobel Peace Prize winner Nihon Hidan Kyo, a group that represents the survivors of the atomic bombings in Japan. This Nobel Prize seems like a big joke at this point. Every year, the Nobel Prizes are formally awarded in twin ceremonies held in Stockholm and Oslo. The Stockholm ceremony is attended by Sweden's royal family, and the laureates in physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, economics, sciences receive their medals and diplomas from the king. In Oslo, the Nobel Peace Prize is presented by the chairperson of the Norwegian Nobel Committee at the Oslo City Hall, honoring Nobel's wish that the Peace Prize be awarded in Norway. La. I just chewed out my representative with this same story. Three hours to tailgate? What? Oh, from the rodeo. Underground, I was raw vegan for 10 years and almost died. The diet you just wrote down is what saved my life. Muscle meat, beans, and grains. What? Low vitamin A and dairy free. It is the future. See, I don't pay attention to that. All I do is, I do intermittent fasting, and my inflammation went away. I lost weight. I lost like 15 pounds, because I started gaining weight. And then I just started doing the intermittent fasting where I only eat like in like a 5 or 6 hour window every day. I don't really, pay too much attention to what I'm eating, but I mean, obviously, since I'm not eating very much, I tend to eat better food. But I love cheese, I love meat, eggs, stuff like that. Last night I made Mexican-style chicken and cilantro lime rice, and it was delicious. We wrapped it in tortillas and ate them like little burritos with some salsa. Anyone with joint pain, fatigue, baldness, cancer, etc., low vitamin A diet. I don't know. I mean, you could try stuff. Try whatever makes you feel good. Whatever your body reacts well to. But just, there's no one size fits all. Hello from Santa Cruz, Bolivia. Hello, Marco in Santa Cruz, Bolivia. Hey, there's Ted. Ted's in chat. I love that guy. Josh Mudge. Hello. Happy full Moonday. I'm so bored with eating. When are you gonna go vegan? I already did that. Have you not heard me tell the vegan? Dude, I was like full vegan for like 7 months. I tried the vegan diet years ago because, everybody was going on this trip saying that, oh, if you eat meat, it's probably because you're in some sort of blood cult. And that's why people started eating meat and all that kind of stupid bullshit. And so I was like, okay, well, let me try this vegan diet and see how it makes me feel, right? Because I had already stopped eating sugar and I was just trying to really go full clean eating and be really healthy. So I got into a vegan diet and I was making my own food. And it's not like, and I wasn't a junk food vegan. I wasn't buying processed, like pre-made vegan meals and stuff like that. Like I was making my own food and I was following recipes, like vegan chef recipes. And the food was like, it didn't taste bad. Like it tasted good. But after 7 months, man, I just felt like a grazing animal. I felt like I was always having to shovel food in my mouth like all day long, and I wasn't feeling satisfied, and my teeth were suffering and my hair was suffering, and I just started to not feel good. At very first you feel okay cuz you're like, cleaning your system out, but then it gets to the point where, well, for me, it got to the point where I was like, okay, this is not this diet is not doing me right. Like I need to eat. So I started eating eggs. I started a vegetarian diet. I immediately introduced eggs and cheese back into my diet, and it was like the clouds parted in the sky and the sunshine came out, and I was like, ah. I felt so much better. And vegetarian diet was good for a while. Just adding eggs and cheese was fine. But then, I still cook food for my children every day, and they don't want to be vegetarians or vegans. So the result of that, though, is that I don't eat as much meat as I used to. I just don't eat it as much portion wise as I used to. I eat smaller portions. And I eat clean, and I feel a lot better. I don't have any inflammation. I feel good, feel pretty healthy, pretty active. I can walk up and down my hill now several times a day. I feel okay. Just losing that weight, just getting back on the intermittent fasting and losing that like, I don't know, it was like 12 or 15 pounds. It made a huge difference in how I felt just walking around the property, but I don't like pay attention to low vitamin A this or keto that or carb this. Like I still, I just balance, man, and not eating all day long. Basically like a meal a day. Not quite a meal a day, because I have my little 5-hour window. So I'll eat a snack, I'll eat something, some fruit, chips and salsa or something, carrots and hummus, whatever, an apple, stuff like that, and then I'll make dinner, and then that'll be my meal a day, and that's it. I was a vegetarian for 16 years. I needed some meat to feel healthier. I got leaner and meaner. Still respect animals and others' needs, just not for me. Yeah, vegan's not for Megan. I ate organic raw vegan for 10 years and lost 80 pounds, almost died. I could only sleep 2 hours a night. Oh my god, Sherry. So there's still people who really think they live on a spinning ball. I don't know. Are there? Intermittent fasting feels like a superpower when you get into the flow of it, right? I don't even get hungry. Like when I first started it, I was doing between 1 and 7 p.m., but now it actually ends up being more like between like 3 and 7. So there's like a 4-hour window there where I consume calories, and I feel great. Feel great doing it that way, and I can still eat whatever I want. Sometimes I like, if I make a dessert or something, I'll eat my dessert to break my fast, and I'll eat it first, and then later I'll eat dinner, because I know if I eat dinner, I'll be too full and I won't want to have it later, so I eat it in reverse. I eat my dessert first. Cheese is God's blanket for food? That's hilarious. I have no problem eating a vegan meal, but as a regular diet for me, not as a regular. Yeah. Ted needs to eat protein. That man needs a lot of protein. Everything in moderation, right? Eat meat one a day, eat vegetables another. Going extreme in any direction is never good. I agree. It's all about portion size. 11-11. 11-11. Avoid processed food. Exactly. Intuitive eating is more important than following any specific diet. Just listen to your body, yeah. Hey, Voy! How you doing, Voynik? Me and NDB ate an alligator together. I've tried alligator. A person's diet that works best for them seems to be as unique as the person. Exactly! Maybe Close family members are similar, but otherwise food choices for one doesn't mean they work for another. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. You eat what makes you happy. I mean, I know people who are vegan who are like thriving as vegans, like Jason from OBL. Him and Brittany, they thrive as vegan, you know? I can't. I could not. I mean, yeah, and I will eat vegan dishes, but yeah, as a constant, like, only vegan thing, yeah, not happening for me. But they do great. And you know, when they got married recently and they had their reception, it was all vegan. Like in their shop, they have a hemp shop, and inside there it was like all over the counters was all this yummy, delicious vegan food. It was delicious food. I had a great time. I was eating their vegan donuts. So good. I ate a lot of chocolate. Yeah, buddy, lots of chocolate. I walked around New Mac's grocery store near my house. Poor Browns, they all eat processed shit. Yeah, man. Yeah, I really can't stand processed food. Chicken nuggets, allegedly. Yeah, well, that's kind of how I ate it when I had alligator. That was when I was in Charleston. We were in Charleston. We went to a restaurant. It was like Creole, but they didn't call it Creole. It was like called Low Country. It's called Low Country, and it's kind of like, you know, just Southern, Deep South, soul food, Creole type of food. Anyway, they had, one of their appetizers was fried alligator, and it was like that. It was like alligator nuggets. And they had a sauce, and like, you know, I mean, it was good. I can't say I didn't like it. Hey, Nathan. Gator Ray has a good ring to it. That's hilarious. Hey, Jenny Spark. Tastes like chicken. It to me, it didn't really taste like chicken. It tasted like frog. Kinda. Similar to frog. Frog is kind of, and I consider frog to be more like chicken than alligator, in my opinion. But even frog is not really 100% like chicken. I never ate frog. I tried frog at the Chinese buffet. They have frog legs there. They eat iguanas here. Ew. Where are you that they eat iguanas? Are you in Mexico? Frog is not food. You're right, Gregory. It's not. It's according to scripture, frog is not food. I don't eat them anymore. I don't eat them anymore, but I did try them at one time. I did eat them. Also, alligator is technically not food either. Florida. They eat iguana in Florida, huh? The only thing I will not allow or accept is eating turtle. Turtle's bad for you. I just remember watching Survivor Man with Les Stroud years ago, way before he was doing Bigfoot stuff. It was just the early days of Survivor Man, and he was out somewhere and he eats a turtle. He kills and eats a turtle, like makes a turtle soup, and it made him sick. He said he will never eat a turtle ever again. It made him so sick. I mean, turtles don't even look appetizing to me. So, I don't know. I don't know why you would even want to eat a turtle, but he said it made him sick. Animal is not food? Well, I disagree with that. Some animals are food. Might as well be eating Rocky Mountain oysters. Hilarious. A place by my park serves turtle soup. Really, Tony? What kind of turtle? I have to say, turtle is not appetizing to me at all whatsoever. I like just don't look at a turtle and think, yum. Remember this? Remember seeing, or it was like this. This is what I would see. I draw the line right here. Thanks for asking, PETA. What animals are food? And there's like a duck, a pig, a cow, a chicken, and then the horse. They draw the line at the horse. Now, not everybody draws the line at the horse. In Italy, they eat horses. They ride them and they eat them. But see, I don't eat pig anymore. If you learn about pigs, if you learn about pigs and pig farming, for the most part, you probably would not want to eat pig anymore either. These animals, I agree, are not food. A lot of people eat rabbit though, and I've eaten rabbit. I've had rabbit, I admit, but it's not, I didn't particularly like it. I've never had horse because I grew up riding horses and they're super cute. And I just like them too much to want to eat one. Even though cows are cute too, and I like cows too. Beef is my favorite. I love beef. I love beef. Here's this one. Trying to bang hot vegan chick. Liver is bad, full of vitamin A. Well, Lunderground, let me just tell you this. If you go watch the interview that I did with this lovely young lady, her name is Yasmin, and she was a vegan for many, many years. And then she became an ex-vegan, and she started posting all over Facebook about how she started eating meat again, and her health returned. Her health was in such poor shape after being a vegan for like over a decade. She had skin problems, hair problems, too skinny, blah, blah, blah. And she started to eat meat again. And she said when she started eating meat, she craved liver. She started eating liver. And she said the liver tasted so good and so sweet to her, and it felt so good to eat it, and she kept eating it until it stopped tasting like that, and then her taste changed a little bit. She didn't really crave the liver anymore, but she said at first it tasted so sweet, and then her teeth started getting better, her health, her skin, then later, after that, and we did a whole interview about it, about how she started eating meat again, and how important it is to have bioavailable protein that you can only get from eating meat. She, after that, she was posting her skin cleared up, she became healthy, she got a boyfriend, she was posting pictures of herself on a bikini, on the beach, and just living her best life. I was like, that's what's up. Because she listened to her body. She did it because she felt like ethically she had to be a vegan, but then she realized it was harming her. And that's what happened. She wanted to eat that liver. Liver. I don't know what kind, but the bartender girl had to act like it's good when it was asking her about it. I'd never try it. A seal dish anywhere. In Alaska, they eat rotten seal fin. They put the seal fin under their hut and they let it rot. And then they eat rotten seal fin. I'm friends with ducks. I could never eat a duck now. Grandma made duck at Christmas. It was good though. Greasy. Mom made rabbit. Tasted like chicken. I like a good duck breast. A nice fatty grilled duck breast. Family farm where we lease the grazing rights. Those beef cattle live a wonderful life, eating grass and roaming all over a beautiful pasture land. That's right, and they taste delicious. RT. On top of all that, happy cows taste delicious. Everything is bad for you. I've had resentment every time I was eating meat ever since youth. I stayed away from vaccines. Okay, well, if that's what you feel like is good for you, that's good for you. Can't do liver, tastes like dirt. Well, maybe you just don't need it. I have pet chickens and I do feel bad when I'm grilling chicken and my chickens are right next to me begging for food. But you know what? If you gave them chicken, the chickens would eat the chicken. That's how chickens are. Everything eats chicken. Clown World proof. Arnold Schwarzenegger praising the Pope for putting solar panels on the Vatican in front of a block of ice? What? Did that really happen? Bad joke. Ethical speaking, I like the vegans, but this is the Earth realm. We came here to learn balance with many things. But even the vegans, like with their, you know, everything vegans eat, like rabbits, these poor little rabbits, many rabbits die providing vegan food. So there's like, no food can be produced for humans en masse without something dying somewhere. It just doesn't happen. Many things on this plane exist solely for the continuement of human consumption and life. Like chickens. Everything eats chicken. Chickens are here to sustain life for everything else. If you have a cow, sheep, or rabbit, etc., you would never eat them. Oh no, if I've actually talked to my mom about raising some cows so we could butcher them for beef, raising beef cattle. I've thought about it. I mean, I've eaten venison, you know, right from the woods. Venison's good. My girlfriend used to be strong physically and mindfully. She started being strict of eating egan fish rarely. She's so weak now and just growing weak slowly. Tell that girl to eat some beef. And eggs. Eggs. If you could just get her to eat eggs. Because eggs are a very good bioavailable protein. Excellent. Squirrel is good in a pinch. I've not had squirrel. Is there something about duck fat could kill someone if not cooked off properly? No, ducks, not really. It's not the same as chicken. It's not the same as chicken. Because like a duck breast, a nice grilled duck breast isn't overcooked. They give it a nice sear. You're supposed to score the fat and then give it a nice sear. Let's see. Or seared duck breast, pan-fried duck breast.
Place a large pan over a medium to high heat. Place each breast skin side down into the dry pan and slowly render down the fat.
Look at it, looks almost like red meat. And they fat, there's a big layer of fat on top of the duck breast and they score it.
As the
so
fat is released from
when
the
you
breast,
fry it, it doesn't
tilt
misshape
the pan
in
towards you
the
and remove
fillet.
any excess fat with a spoon. This ensures an even, crispy finish.
The key is to make that fat nice and crispy.
Cook for approximately 6 minutes. Turn the duck breast over and continue to cook for a further 4 minutes. Use tongs to turn the breast on its side and evenly seal. Squeeze the duck breast occasionally until it feels firm and springy. Allow to rest before serving. If your duck is not fully cooked, finish in an oven set to 220 degrees Celsius or gas mark 7.
Score the skin on the side of the duck with a sharp knife. This lets the duck fat render away when you cook it, leaving you with crispy golden brown skin. Another key part of the preparation is to season the duck breast with a good amount of salt, then pat them dry and let them stand for 15 minutes. This makes me want some duck breast. When you start with a cool pan, you enable as much of the fat as possible to render out of the duck breast. Just turn it into a medium-high heat and place the duck breast in the pan straight away. You want to leave your duck breast to cook for around 5 minutes, although it depends on the size of the duck. Blah, blah, blah. Internal temperature between... See, you can go from medium rare to well done. It's like a steak. See? It's not like chicken where you gotta make sure you cook it all the way. You can go from medium rare to well done with a duck breast. I had a good duck breast at Biltmore. There's a restaurant at the Biltmore house. That was delicious. It was delicious. Coons and possum are good in a pinch too. Ew. Pure vegan diet will kill you in nature. Today's vegans get their B vitamins fortified. Damn it, chat jumping. Trying to read a comment. Can't be... Okay, the B vitamins fortified into the grains. Without that, it doesn't work. If I have to... I'm a different kind of person. Animals are delicious. Yeah, I love animals. They're delicious. Yes. Chicken eat eggs too, yep. The Nephilim ran out of food, so they started eating humans. I just found a chicken of the woods mushroom outside. Oh, nice, Sherry. Is that chicken in there with you? Venison is delicious. Yes, sir. Eggs don't agree with you anymore? I wonder if you could, like, eat chicken eggs like my chicken eggs and it would be okay, or if it's just, like, store-bought, I wonder. I feel like owl would be really gamey. Why would you want to eat an owl? I'm sure people must taste good too. Meat is murder. Look into factory farming. It's horrendous. Well, now I agree that factory farming is horrendous, but I don't agree that the answer is to become vegan and eat the bugs or whatever. Not eat beef. Because farmers, there's a lot of farmers. There's still local farmers. Like in my area, there's plenty of local farmers that sell beef, that raise beef and sell beef at the farmers market all the time. What are they going to do? That's their livelihood. And they're not factory farmers. Their cows are happy. You can go drive up to the farm and you can see all the cows in the pasture eating grass and being fat and happy. It's not like those farms in like Southern California. If anybody is like Harris Ranch, you know, guys, anybody know about the Harris Ranch farm down in Southern California where the cows are like jam packed into these these little corrals? Like there's no grass there. It's all dirt. The whole place smells like cow shit, and they're all eating GMO grain. Like, and then if you go to the store, you'll see anything that says Harris Ranch, and do not eat that shit. There is a difference. Ape nuggets changed my life. Duck breast is what I cooked today. Ooh, nice, boy. Good question, Vincent Lumav. God didn't want to see the animals. Yeah, duck has nice fat. Gotta render the breast by scoring the fat and cooking about. Yeah, Chickens are gnarly, I mean, to each other and gladly cannibalize each other. Seen it with the feral birds under care. An injured chick is killed and eaten by its siblings. Exactly! Exactly, dude. Chickens are what dinosaurs were made up from. Somebody was watching chickens, and then they made up dinosaurs. Very much like beef. Yeah. Love and respect everyone in the truth community. Shout out to Karen B. Hi, Mark Sargent. Goose breast is even better. I've never had goose. Lunchtime. I know, let's talk about food. I got a few hours to go before I can start eating food. Have you researched factory farming? Yes! Oh yes, I've seen it. I know about factory farming. It's terrible. Can't have eggs and garlic together. That's weird. Factory farming gives me anxiety. Yeah, factory farming is terrible. There are plenty of local beef farmers and ranchers to buy your humanely harvested beef from. Exactly, RT. Some people think animals are humans. They aren't. Animals are not humans. Milky Way Farms. Dark meat duck. Yeah, duck is a dark meat. It's not like chicken. Grandpa hunted venison too. Pheasant. I bet that was good. 40 pints of canned venison from last year. Ooh. That sounds awesome. Supreme Court rejected an appeal from Ghislaine Maxwell. Did you guys hear that, they said that there was 275 federal agents in the crowd on January 6th? That shit is hilarious. Like, 200. I mean, all the crap that goes on, the government is constantly just being completely ridiculous, lying about shit, covering shit up, saying ridiculous shit, posting ridiculous shit on official government accounts on X. It's just crazy. The world is just crazy right now. I don't even know what to make of it. For me, my answer has been to like ignore most of it most of the time. Like Monday is the day I get the most exposure to this stuff. Sometimes I'll look a little bit in the morning during the week, but then I turn it off. I shut it off and I go about my day. And I do not look at social media most of the day. And it's crazy how quickly, the things that are trending will change. Like every day it's something else, It's just like information overload. Humans are not animals, but some sure act like it. Yes, Thunder Chicken, that is true. Hello, Ollie Rendon. It's beyond crazy. Starting to crave chili again. Thinking of cooking up another big batch. I'm sure my house is so chili's good. I love chili. Chili sounds good. I've been thinking about making a turkey chili. Maybe I'll do that this week at some point. Make a turkey chili. Gets better every day it sits. Yeah. I feel like to save the world, we'd have to wake everyone up, but if it's not our place to waken others, then WTF. Well, and you can't wake everybody up. You just can't. And then, think about having to deal with everybody waking up at the same time and trying to catch everybody up to speed and filter out through all the bullshit, because there is like 90% bullshit being put out there, by even people who claim to be truthers. They think they found the truth, but it's just some bullshit they made up. So Imagine everybody waking up at the same time and everybody going down a million different rabbit holes. 99% of those rabbit holes being complete and utter fucking nonsense. And then having to unfuck all their brains at the same time. I mean, look at how bad it is trying to unfuck people's brains right now from all the bullshit that they're falling for. I can't even imagine. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen B. It's Tony Coriolis.
What's up, Tony?
Not much. I did double fact check that duck comment that I made about how the duck breast could kill you or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it turns out I only said it because, like, in a Gordon Ramsay clip, I remember him saying to someone who served him, like, uncooked duck breast with, like, a big layer of fat, it was just that they would choke on it. Was all that he said.
Oh.
So, yeah, I guess I took it as, like, oh, I guess it's deadly or something. But, yeah, I misinterpreted that. And then I wanted to float by you a conversation I've been having with some people. Okay, there was a while ago, like, I'm still a single guy, no girlfriend, but I go and get dinner with this one girl sometimes. She's the same one I went to the Jackalope Freedom Festival with.
Mm-hmm.
And she's vegetarian, so doesn't eat meat. And normally her dinner most times is, like, a salad with salmon, okay?
Okay.
And just, yeah, so we were having some drinks, and then I remember one night she got a salmon with salad, with her salad, and then I got, like, a steak and potatoes. And then we were both having, like, fancy cocktails. And I just made the comment of, I really do think that, like, the steak and potatoes would absorb the alcohol from the drinks more than, like, a Caesar salad with salmon. What do you think on that? Because she was kind of giving me some pushback. But I don't know. I still think the beef is maybe one of the best things to, like, absorb alcohol. You know what I kind of mean with that?
Mm-hmm. Maybe the potatoes, too, would help more than a salad.
Exactly.
Because salmon
like a salad,
salmon's pretty fatty. It's a pretty hearty meat. I love salmon. I get a big salmon fillet and roast up a salmon fillet every once in a while for dinner, and we love it.
Yeah, and I was talking with some people at the bar, too, and then what someone was saying at the bar was like, oh, I think beans would actually absorb it the best. What do you think on that? It didn't seem right to me.
I don't know. I mean, any food's going to be better than no food. I know that much.
True. Yeah. I almost feel like I probably stupidly think of it. I just think, like, if beef does have, like, that superpower to, like, really absorb it, like a cheeseburger would be, like, my go-to, but.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I am just imagining that. Could be.
No, the bread and the beef, these are hearty things. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, we're back here lined up with the moon on Monday. It happens rarely, so nice to call in on a full moon day.
Yeah, awesome.
Totally. I know that for that blood type thing, I still haven't figured it out, but Cammie did put a good comment when I was talking about how I am kind of skittish with poking myself and making myself bleed with, like, a razor blade.
Mm-hmm.
She just said, like, use a needle, like a sewing needle, so I'm going to do that, probably today. So good advice, Cammie. Thank you for that suggestion.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad someone's listening and commenting. I come here for just kind of random answers to stuff, and Cammie, that was a perfect answer. I read it after the fact, but I'm still yet to do it. I putz around a lot. I still got some packages to mail and stuff. It's just how my life's going. And then I'm actually going to be transferring to a different park in a little bit. So since I am, like, not really observed all the time at my park, that's why I'm able to call. And I do think I will be able to call at this new one, but I'm not positive. So I'll at least talk that out to you publicly. I'll still be listening no matter what, but for the calls, I think I should be good, but at least there's a chance. I don't know. Maybe I couldn't.
Definitely just make sure it's all good before you do call in.
Totally. So it might be a week or two break at least, just to play it safe.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you as usual for taking my call, Karen. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Tony. It's always good to hear from you.
Gotcha. And actually, one last thing. I did see a video. I was trying to find, like, because when you were talking about eggs, some dude, he does like a rap thing, and it's like, never had an egg like that. And it's like some Chinese guy cooking like an egg, where like he covers it in coal, and then he puts it in like a mud pot, and like he boils it. So it's kind of like a hard-boiled egg. But the way that he does it, it's so the egg is clear. Like there's no white to the hard-boiled egg. It's completely clear. I've never seen that. I couldn't find the video. I was going to try to throw it up here, but
That's crazy.
I just found that really interesting. Yeah,
weird.
totally. And why would it even go clear if you do it with the whole charcoal around the shell, you know, and then hard boil it? Just perplexing, and I'm sure there's some explanation. Figured I'd float it over here, but I couldn't even find the video. So maybe in another week I'll throw that at you if I find it.
Yeah, if you find it, or you can email it to me. I'll check it out.
Gotcha. I think I saw it on Facebook, not YouTube, because I tried to go back through everything, but you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. All right, Karen. Peace out.
All
Have
right.
a good day.
Later. Just a little pinprick works fine. Oh, and also, Tony, which I meant to say to you, that reminds me, just a reminder, both my children did it. They did their blood test to figure out their blood type. They pricked their little finger with the little thing, because I bought the blood tests. And they did it, so they could do it, you could do it. You'll be alright. Chili is a kind of soup? Don't you think it'd be closer to like a stew? Soup to me, when I think of soup, I think of like, there's like a broth with like noodles and veggies and that sort of thing, but there's some sort of broth. But chili I would consider like a stew. That's more hearty. Ready for Sukkot? Chili, another beer helps absorb alcohol. High proteins help with the absorption of alcohol. Anything starchy or glutinous, bread, potatoes, another beer helps too. You guys are funny. Hello, Shelley. Hey, Bill Wheels here. Dr. Pyrostein. Kill, kill, kill. Back in the day, Pavlov got one for figuring out how to mindfuck puppies. Oh, you must be talking about the Nobel Peace Prize. Great medicine. There were originally 4 little piggies, but they don't talk about the retarded one that built on the ocean. If you count the one that went wee 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 all the way home. How funny. Great Moonday to you all. Back to you, question the answers. Illinois and Chicago sue Trump administration over deployment of National Guard. State of Illinois and Chicago on Monday sued the Trump administration over its move to deploy National Guard troops to Chicago as the White House targets Democrat-led cities amid weeks of protests against the federal government's immigration enforcement campaign. Defendants' deployment of federalized troops to Illinois is patently unlawful, the lawsuit says. Plaintiffs ask this court to halt the illegal, dangerous, and unconstitutional federalization of members of the National Guard of the United States, including both the Illinois and Texas National Guard. Lawsuit comes 2 days after the White House announced President Donald Trump authorized 300 members of the Illinois National Guard to Chicago to protect federal officers and assets, reprising a strategy he first used against anti-U.S. immigration and customs enforcement protests in Los Angeles and Washington, D.C. The news was condemned by Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker on Sunday after learning the administration also planned to send 400 members of the Texas National Guard to Illinois and Oregon, among other places. How can the president send a Texas National Guard I guess it's National Guard, not state. It just seems weird that it's like a Texas guard and then the president is telling them where to go and what to do. It seems like that would be run by like the Texas governor, but I guess not. The lawsuit asked the court to order the administration to stop federalizing and deploying any National Guard troops to Illinois and declare the federalization of National Guard troops more broadly as unlawful. The lawsuit follows a similar challenge to the administration's move to assign federalized Guard troops to Portland, Oregon. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. Like, this, Trump doing this has, you know, people cheering for him doing it, like all the Trump cultists. It's very crazy, like the cult think that's going on. These people that are allegedly like MAGA or Trump supporters, they're like, he can do no wrong. Even if he's doing something that if a Democratic president was doing it, everybody would be throwing a huge hissy fit, like literally sending the military in, you know, anywhere. But it's okay for Trump to do it. Like they're okay with this, but they don't understand. Like this can be turned back on them. You know, this is a very dangerous, slippery slope that's going on here. Although, and at the same time, I know that Illinois and Chicago is like one of the most corrupt cities in the country. Just government corruption on like every single level. I mean, how do you get rid of such systemic corruption, which is what we have in this country, like absolute, complete and utter systemic corruption at every level of government? I mean, it's insane. I come from poor folk, bring on the beans essay. Hey, I like beans. No beans. Made 800 plus gambling on football yesterday. That's pretty good. I like the chili with the beans. Chili con carne and frijoles. Hating on beans, Bill. Ted's not a big fan of beans either because he says it gives him gas. Trump cult member, yeah. I love beans. When I make beef stew, I put a shot glass of lemon juice at the end of cooking and it makes it so good. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, lemon juice is good for brightening up flavors. Love little acidity. Someone has to do something in Chicago. You have to get rid of money, says Dr. Law. Just never like texture of the beans. Imagine living in a city where they don't want to stop crime. Yeah. All the big cities, yeah. Helps to not overcook the beans. They need a bit of crunch, otherwise they turn to mush. Multiple mass shootings in Chicago every weekend. Yeah, I'm sure. I love a good pot of beans with a ham bone or ham hocks more than chili. I do that, but not with a ham hock. Now I would use some oxtail instead of a ham hock. I make those beans slide out faster too. Allergic to beans? Huh. Orange carrot's bad for you, high in vitamin A. White carrot's best. 8D chess and rising? Yeah. You guys are funny. It's level 6,842 chess. White House mass layoffs will start if shutdown talks going nowhere. Oh, now Reuters wants to charge you $1? Whatever. The Trump administration will start mass layoffs of federal workers if President Donald Trump decides negotiations with congressional Democrats to end a partial government shutdown are absolutely going nowhere. As the shutdown entered its fifth day, White House National Economic Counselor Director Kevin Hassett told CNN State of the Union program he still saw a chance that Democrats would back down, averting a costly shutdown and federal employee layoffs. No sign of talks. Obamacare has been a disaster for the people, so we want to have it fixed so it works. Whatever. Is Obamacare still even a thing? Isn't that where they mandated healthcare? Never trust a wall humper. Amen to that, conspiracy music guru. Absolutely. Never trust a wall humper. If they hump that wall, it's over. Over. Never trust a wall humper. I agree. You should make a shirt. I'm gonna make a shirt that says never trust a wall humper. Obama and Biden even still alive? Yeah, Obama is. Biden, I don't know. So glad you had a great time. Yeah, man. An intimate gathering like what you did, CMG, I think is the way. It's way better than the big ones. It's way more fun. It's way more personal. I like the big ones. They can be fun too, but maybe small to medium sized gatherings are the best. What is a wall humper? It's when they go to the wall in Jerusalem and they hump the wall. Let me just Google wall humper and see if it shows pictures. Oh, spiders. That's probably a dangerous thing to search for on the internet. But it's like when they go to the wall. This. I'm gonna mute this, ridiculous, but it's gonna show these are the wall humpers. Clinton humping. The politicians don't actually do the humping motion, but a lot of the rabbis do. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen.
How's it going?
This immigration thing, yeah, I knew what they were doing during the 4 nightmare years that they orchestrated with Biden. It's the clergy plan that they're using in Europe, but they're now doing it to the U.S. They're just using these people to flood the country and have open borders, so you don't have a country when you don't have borders. really,
Mm-hmm.
and just completely uncontrolled. And it was between 10 and 15 million that they brought in here and then shipped all over the country, even my small town in Montana. I was at the store one day a few years ago at Safeway, and I walked in. It was in the evening, and the entire store was jam-packed with all men. There wasn't one single female. All young men, no kids, and they were all from. I've traveled a lot, so I could actually tell that they weren't Mexican. They were from Central America. It was the strangest, weirdest thing I've ever seen, with two white ladies, like, orchestrating them, like teaching them about the grocery store. It was so weird. Next thing I know, that store has installed a Western Union counter, so they can send money back home.
Wow.
I guess. Yeah. But they did that all over the country to disperse them. And so I figured that they would allow Trump to win. So they absolutely did cheat in 2020. That was provable electronically, but it was provable even without that they used mules and physically cheated enough to get the swing states. So they definitely entrapped those people on January 6th. There's no doubt about it. I was watching all day that day, just kind of fascinated with what was going on. And those people were doing the right thing. They were protesting against their representatives from certifying without investigating. It's exactly what the Constitution calls for in that situation. So they were all doing the right thing, but then they started firing those cannons into the crowd, those flashbang things, to stir them up. And you can see all the cops removing the barriers and bringing them in, right up the steps and at the Capitol. Then they open those maglock doors to the building.
Mm-hmm.
Those magnetic locks, there's no way to pull those open. There's no way to get past those. And someone just opened those, and you can watch the people just kind of mystified that they're inside the building now and going between the velvet ropes even.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the cops walking them into the chamber.
Yeah. I remember watching that on a live stream. Like, it was live streaming on DLive.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah, it was all obvious. I don't know what to make of the Babbitt situation. That was very weird. But aside from that, the FBI clearly had helped them orchestrate the whole thing. And I think the 4 years of that kind of crap was of throwing patriots in prison and all of that was just to stir up resentment for 4 years as hard as possible, and then let Trump win in 24 so that he could start undoing all of, the 15 million people that they ushered across the border. And by the way, they were all getting debit cards and free this and free that and being put up in 5-star hotels. It was insanity. So it's also weird how all of a sudden nationalism is a dirty word. You're an evil Nazi if you like having a country.
Mm-hmm.
That's all nationalism is.
Yeah.
If you want to have borders and have a country where, you have your own society distinct from any other country's society, well, you're a Nazi. So it's insanity what's going on now, and now they're just attacking ICE and saying they're all fascists. It's ridiculous. It's the left can't win any argument, and they they know that they can't get collapsing the borders done through legislation because none of us would go for that. So they have to do it with violence like this. But it's all part of the orchestration. They wanted this violence. You know, they want a war with ICE, and those ICE agents or ICE officers, all they're doing is reinforcing the law. I've lived in different countries, and I couldn't imagine in those countries getting together with other expats in, you know, like crowds of 100,000 people in a city and demanding more money, more free money, and saying that country is evil and how dare you not let me stay here illegally. It's bizarre. The left is just so fucking bizarre. Well, they're not bizarre when you realize they've been programmed to just destroy.
Yeah. Well,
They
the right is
utopia.
bizarre too, though. They're just bizarre in different ways, but you can tell that each side has been like socially engineered to like cause mass division.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. However, I can relate way better with the right. Like normie conservatives that, yeah, they don't wake up all the way, but it just means you want to conserve something like your country, like your borders, like law and order. I get it. I'd rather have that than chaos. You know, who wants chaos and all of this insane violence? So I agree with them a lot more than I don't agree with the left at all. They're daily in the media stirred up to violence against anyone that does want a secure country and law and order. So I get it. However, pulling yourself up to 30,000 feet, it is clear that they just allowed Trump to win in 24, and now he's got a reason to do what he's doing by militarizing everything. I mean, that is the plan. That's the orchestrated plan. So it's not like I don't get what, you know, how both sides are being played. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I get it. It's just, you know, not going to lie, I'd like to see all the damage that was done in the last 4 years being undone. But they are just trying to get us used to military on the streets or military taking over a city. That kind of shit that shouldn't be happening in this country.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, on a lighter note, have you ever tried ostrich?
I have not.
Oh, it's awesome. When I lived overseas, I lived in a country that doesn't do beef. I lived with Hindus.
Mm-hmm.
So as an alternative, I got used to eating ostrich, and it's really good. But it's extremely rich red meat.
Huh.
It's not white meat. It's not white meat at all. The steaks are really red meat.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, do you have any interest in trying it?
I would try it. I probably would.
Okay. I'll send you a gift card that you can add more money to if you wanted a different cut of meat or whatever. That way you can choose. But I'll send you a gift card.
Oh, that'll be
and
interesting.
You can report back. Yeah, it's really good. You'll be surprised.
Huh.
You'll have to dig through recipes online and figure out the best way to cook and figure out the cut that you want. But I'm looking at American ostrich farms online right now, so yeah, I'll send you a gift card, and I want to hear what you think.
Oh, okay, fantastic, cool.
Okay. All right, that's all I got.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Mindset of politics in the early 80s was if you weren't a Democrat up to the end of college years, you had no heart. But if you weren't Republican in the real world, you had no brain. Yeah, I've heard that before. How I heard it was like if you're not liberal when you're young or Democrat when you're young, you have no heart, and if you're not conservative when you grow up, you have no brain. But yeah, basically the same thing. So I hope you guys have gotten a good idea. If you didn't know the wall humper, these are the wall humpers, and then the wall humpers like to make all of our politicians go over and bless their humping wall or pray to their humping wall. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
You know, I never knew you and all the rest of the community were such a bunch of fat pigs. I'm joking, Karen. Can I try the vegan angle on you one time, though? Because I know you said you already checked that box. I just wanted to talk to you about something I've never heard anyone else talk about.
Okay.
You know how, you know what adrenochrome is?
Yes.
Like, one of the beliefs I have is that this is why people are retarded, in this country at least, with, the adrenalized blood and the slaughterhouses and shit, It took me a long time to wake up to it. I'm sure you probably learned a lot more than I have, but have you ever heard anyone say that before?
I've heard, not really adrenochrome specifically, but I've heard that because the animal is because of the way they do it, the animal is basically in a frightened state when they do kill it, and so then it releases this sort of hormone throughout its body, like that fear, excitement, or whatever. Maybe that's similar to adrenochrome. I don't know that that's exactly the same thing, but that's how I've heard it described. Does that sound like what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, do you know that I haven't really looked into it much. Do you know that there's ag-gag laws to prevent, PETA and people from, exposed, filming inside the factory farm? When I saw those rednecks, the way they clip the cows with their necks and they hang them upside down, that was it for me. That was all I need to see. I'm not like a hippie or anything, but, that was just part of all the other things I was waking up to at the same time. So I'm surprised there aren't more of us that are vegan. So I don't really judge anybody about it. I just,
Well, I mean, I get it, and I did try it, but it just wasn't sustainable for me. I just felt really horrible at the end of that 7 months.
I always just thought that was a myth, that you need protein. Everything we're taught is a lie. All the strongest mammals in the world don't even eat meat. So that, to me, that was it was easy, and I feel better than ever. Just for me, I tell people all the time, it was the best thing I ever did. I feel great. I sleep better. When I would eat hamburgers and cheesesteaks and all that bullshit, I always wake up and felt like shit the next day. That doesn't happen to you?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I just wanted to hit you with the adrenalized blood angle. And I really do believe that's why a lot of people, people in my family that eat meat 3 times a day, I really feel like I could see it in their blood. I could see it in their face. Not their blood, but I could see it in their, I don't know, they all have red faces, and I feel like they're assholes because that's all they do is eat meat all day long. But that's just my theory. I don't really know. No science behind it, but.
Well, I don't agree with eating meat 3 times a day, although there was a point that I was doing it and I was way overweight and it was gross. But I just think in moderation it's better.
You look good.
Oh, well, thank you.
All right. Listen, I've learned, I do concrete for a living, so I go out to these, you said you got a million friends that are farmers, and what would they do? I go to these Amish farms in Lancaster County. I'm from PA, and, I mean, they just treat the animals like shit. Like you said, they're in these little jail cells. They can't even turn around to take a shit. I mean, they're living in shit. Pigs, cows, it's just a fucking nightmare. and otherwise something that wants to just live. They just want to be left alone. They want to make babies and whatever. They don't bother. It's the people that I hate. It's the animals that I love. So for me, it was a no-brainer. Like, okay, go vegan. I love it. But that's all.
I mean, if you feel good on that diet, that's good. Like I said, I've got friends that are vegan and they thrive on it.
Are you really ever that hungry? Do you really need? I know you said you do intermittent fasting. Is anybody ever really that hungry that you always like? You know what I mean? So for me, it wasn't a big change, and my energy levels are better than ever. I sleep like a baby. I snap out of bed. No more snooze button. I snap out of bed. I feel great. Like I'm just very happy. So it hasn't been a long time since I went vegan, but I cut the red meat and all that bullshit. You said you stopped eating the pig, right? Not for the reasons like I hear the Muslims or the black people that I know say, right? It's for you found out how they actually process them. Is that why you stopped with the pig?
Yeah. Once I learned about vertical pig farming and also all the parasites they carry and just other disgusting things about pigs. They don't sweat. It's just weird. I don't know. They just became gross to me. And then I can smell it too. It's after not eating that kind of stuff, like not eating bacon, if I smell bacon, I know people love the smell of bacon. They love bacon. But to me, when I smell bacon, it smells foul to me now. It smells gross.
I agree. I completely agree. All right. Well, I just wanted to, hit you with that. So thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, no problem.
Still love you.
All right. Thanks for calling.
All right, Karen. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you.
You too. Yeah, I don't begrudge anybody for whatever diet they want to have. I just cannot. I could not sustain the vegan thing. I like vegetarian though. I could be vegetarian and not eat meat and just have eggs and cheese and other stuff. But like I said, I cook for a family every day and they like to eat meat. So it is what it is. Vegans I know go bald and gray early in their 40s. Well, I turned gray, but it was before I even tried vegan diet. I started getting gray hair in my 20s. I think a lot of that is just genetic. Did your meat have a happy life, natural diet, and quick death? That's the meat you want. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I have heard that Amish people do treat their animals horribly. I don't know, I don't spend time in Amish community, so I don't know, but there's got to be a better way. Pork cooking is super nauseating to me too. I quit pork about 5 years ago. Yeah. I actually my favorite used to be carnitas. Oh, I used to love making carnitas. But no more carnitas for me. Now only carne asada. Pigs are a cross between man and wild boars? I don't know about that. I don't think that's true because have you seen what can happen if a domestic pig gets loose and goes feral? You know what happens when a normal pig like you see, like the pink pig that has no tusks and no hair. Yeah, when that pig gets loose and becomes feral, all of a sudden what happens? It grows hair and tusks. It's wild. Pigs are insane. Pigs are insane. I can't mess with pigs no more. I did vegetarian as a teen for the reasons caller mentioned. Yeah. I have gray in my beard and a full head of hair. I also eat meat every day. Amish mistreat their daughters too. Yeah, look, yeah. Becomes a bore. Cow that gave me my hamburger eats grass. Yeah, and those animals too that the big strong animals that don't eat meat, they're also eating like tons and tons of foliage, and they have different digestive systems than humans. They have a longer digestive tract. Like cows have what, 4 stomachs, and they're grazing, grass like that all day. Horses also eat grass, but they only have 1 stomach, and their poop's totally different. It's like it comes out and it's still grass. Where like if you look at cow poop, it's like a cow patty, right? It doesn't look like grass anymore because it goes through so many stages of digestion. It's just, I don't know, these animals, they just have different digestive systems. Like you can't really compare, our diet. I mean, look at cats. Cats have to have almost an exclusively protein diet. If they don't eat meat, they become all kinds of messed up. So, I don't know. There's a book called Eat Right for Your Blood Type. Yeah, Conspiracy Music Guru, I was going to ask that guy if he knew what his blood type was, because he says he felt good eating vegan. So I was going to ask him if he knew what his blood type was, but I didn't get that chance. I forgot. Curious, though. What is your blood type, my dude? If you called in, what do you know what your blood type is? Because I'm A negative, and A negative is actually... is a diet that works very well as a vegetarian diet, which I found that out after I did the vegan thing for a while and then became vegetarian before introducing meat back into my diet. I was satisfied as a vegetarian there for quite some time. I could still do it. Like sometimes I won't eat, as much meat as everybody else or any at all if I don't really feel like I need it, but I only eat 1 meal a day, so I just eat whatever is there, and that's it. Put some achiote on that carne. How do you say that word? Achiote? Panda is not a real animal, is made in a lab. Yeah. O positive, predominantly red meat for me, apparently. Tried vegan for 2 years, didn't work out. Yeah, dude, I did not feel good on the vegan diet at all. I think Ted's O positive too, actually. CMG. And Ted puts it away. Loves that protein. Like the other night I grilled burgers, he ate 4 burgers. O positive too. You're too, yeah. Anyway. If your North Star is lost, new techniques can point you south. Of course. Three-Eye Atlas may come from the mysterious frontier of the early Milky Way. Oh, ooh, of course. Photo of interstellar comet Three-Eye Atlas taken in July at the Gemini South Observatory in Chile. The interstellar visitor came from far, far away, potentially originating from the wild frontier where the galaxy's oldest and youngest stars meet. If that's the case, the comet may be a relic of the early galaxy dating billions of years older than Earth's sun. Ted gotta have those carbs to fuel that huge frame working all day. Yeah. Ted is basically feral. He is. If you're friends with Ted on Facebook, you see that he's always out in the woods doing something. Always. Always. He loves to be in the woods doing lumberjack woodsman type stuff. I don't know if you go in eating contests or anything. Ted did the food challenge at Bolton's and won. It was like the Bigfoot. I forget what they called it, but it's got like 13 patties and then a pound of fries. And you have like half an hour to eat it, and I think he did it in like 20 minutes or 21 minutes or something like that. So he wasn't the fastest, but he definitely did. Most of the prophets are vegans. How do you know that? I don't think so. So what else is going on, friends? Anything else? Well, I sure hope that I will see as many of you as possible at the rodeo. Looks like Saturday is going to be our big day in attendance at the rodeo, which is the 11th in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Dr. Law is going to be at the rodeo cooking up some tasty vittles. So that'll be fun. Too bad you're going to miss that, Dennis. I don't know what's going on, if anything, that other weekend, because I have not been informed of anything that far in advance. So, thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen.
What's up, Law?
Yeah, I can't wait to see you guys this weekend. Yeah, Saturday is probably going to be the better day. Because the weather, it looks like it might have a little bit of rain on Friday, but other than that, Saturday should be great. Okay, the gates open at 5 and the rodeo starts around 7 or 8 o'clock. I forget.
Yeah, it says doors at 5, rodeo at 8.
Okay, that's cool. That's great. Hope to see you guys out there. It's been a while. But sorry Dennis couldn't make it. He called me yesterday trying to figure out things, and I guess it's gonna be because I'm not gonna be in town. I'm gonna be in Rock Hill. I'm not gonna be in Spartanburg, so I'm busy anyway. Friday and Saturday night, So, but anyone else, welcome to come, hang out, watch the rodeo, and that'd be great. Bring Liz. This will be her second rodeo, right? The first one got rained out, right?
Well, yeah, it started raining and we all left because nobody wanted to get stormed on. A whole bunch of people left that rodeo too. It was kind of silly.
Really? How big was that rodeo?
It was a pretty good sized rodeo. I forget which one it was, but it was
Where was it at?
It was in Inman.
Yeah. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. But it was like a huge storm just rolled in and just sort of pouring. It sucked.
Wow. Well, hopefully this one won't be like that. The hurricane has not hit us this year, I guess.
No.
But, we'll see.
No. The hurricane stayed off the coast so far.
Right. We're very lucky this year. I mean,
well, this is how it normally is. To me, this is how it normally is. Hurricanes come up the coast, and where I'm at, the Spartanburg, Greenville area, and like that sort of whole swath there, it like ends up being on the outskirts of the hurricane and not usually getting more than a little bit of wind and rain, not total destruction.
Right. Yeah, I'm used to this kind of weather too. I've been here all my life. I've been through many hurricanes, and things like that. And I was even down at the beach for Hurricane Hugo when that hit. So fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't sweat it. It'll be all right. Anywho, yeah. I don't know what else. I'm sorry. I've been lurking. I've been kind of running around. But I'll be up in Rock Hill tomorrow, probably, starting to get ready for this weekend. Hopefully we'll do good. Hopefully to see you guys there, and we'll have a good time.
Yeah, you'll see us. We'll be there.
Awesome. Yeah, can't wait. And yeah, we're gonna miss Dennis, and yeah, and then all the people who were supposed to be here for Esoterica. Maybe next year will be a better year to get everyone together. For a good time.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm gonna plan to be there at the event, so I'll be there. You can count me in as much as you can, as I can do. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Karen.
It'll be awesome.
All right, much love, everybody. I gotta run.
All right, Law, take care. We'll see you soon.
All right, see you soon. All right, Queen Bee. Later.
Flunking shower, might have to drive dirty. Something in the air in November. This is something I saw. Let's see. Mount Everest has people trapped, apparently. Blizzard strands nearly 1,000 trekkers on Tibet's Mount Everest, over 350 rescued. A sudden blizzard during China's National Day holiday trapped nearly 1,000 hikers and guides above 4,900 meters on Mount Everest's eastern slopes in Tibet, crushing tents and blocking routes amid freezing conditions. Chinese authorities deployed over 100 rescuers with snowmobiles and helicopters, successfully evacuating more than 350 to safety in Tingri County, while efforts continue for around 200 others isolated in remote campsites. No fatalities have been reported, though risks of hypothermia and frostbite remain high as the storm's unusual October intensity complicates operations. Wow, look at that. All those animals there, too. Oof. That looks miserable. Actually, let me unmute this tab. I think I muted it. Unmute. Oh, that looks miserable. Snow trap. Hundreds of people trapped on Everest. They cannot descend from the summit because of the severe snowstorms that hit the Tibetan side of the mountain several days ago. More than 200 people are still stranded at an altitude of almost 5,000 meters and are awaiting help, many suffering from hypothermia and altitude sickness. Hundreds of local residents are taking part in the rescue operation, but their work is being hampered by deep snow drifts and unstable communications. Yuck. That's gnarly. Questions. Bob's B-Day was November the 6th. Yes. What are you guys talking about? Can we create a flat earth shower? It would be basically the same, except it wouldn't lie to us like a globe shower. What? What? So many birds. I know, Cammy. I'm telling you, I'm thinking about wrapping it up. Today is my day off from Normie Land work. So I'm going to do some stuff around the house, do some stuff in the yard, play with my little kitty cat, play with my doggos, think about what I'm going to make for dinner tonight. Maybe a turkey chili. And spiders. Oh, Cammy, I found a huge Joro spider in my woods. The net captured me and we looked up and it was a massive Joro spider down by the creek. I haven't found any up here by the house yet this season, but there was a huge one in the woods. Pretty cool looking. Ollie, I may be closing it down right now, though. Eat some raw meat. I eat raw fish sometimes when I have sushi, but I'm not really big on raw meat. I do like rare. I like a nice seared steak that's rare, medium rare, but not raw. That's a little too much for me. You too, boy. You have a wonderful day too. Everybody should have a wonderful day. Happy Croptober. Yes. You guys have a wonderful day. And go outside, enjoy the nice transitional season weather, the fall. The autumn. It's a wonderful time of year. At least it is here. It's one of my favorite times of year. But I'm going to get going. Thank you guys all for hanging out with me on this fine Moonday morning. Appreciate you all. And I shall see you again next Moonday. And who knows when else. But anyway, that's what's up. Love you guys. You can send physical mail to P.O. Box 10, Earl, North Carolina, 28038. You can also follow me on Ko-Fi.com, and if you enjoy my shows and want to send me a tip, anything and everything is greatly appreciated, and thank you. And it's official. Flat Earth Festivals has been retired. It was great fun while it lasted, and I hope you all cherish the memories we made at Flattoberfest as much as I do, and it was a pleasure to watch so many online friendships become in real life friendships over the years. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.